Hi, everybody. I settled in to work on suicidal empathy, and I was working on a section on fat studies and fat acceptance because it's empathetic to tell people who weigh as much as whales that it's healthy for them to be at any size. It's better to lie to them than to hurt their feelings about being fat. And so, as I was doing my research, I came across this very, very exciting special issue, and I'm going to read it for you verbatim and prepare for it to be in suicidal empathy. You ready? This is good. So this is in the journal Fat Studies, and it's a call for a special issue on indigenously fat, fatly indigenous. All right, so here we go. Indigenously fat, fatly indigenous. He kanohi kitea kahoki naga mahara is a well-known Maori Wakatoki proverb. It encapsulates one of the integral principles of Te Ao Maori, the Maori world, and Kopapa Maori, Maori philosophy, ways of being, knowing, seeing. It reiterates the importance of being seen, being present, and being remembered. It highlights the value of waka wano gatanga, good relationships, and of the ways we indigenous peoples relate to each other through presence. When considering this way of conceptualizing the significance of revisibilization, we seek to rethink and reshape our indigenous knowledge. He tinana kitea ka hoki naga mahara. A familiar body, a seen body, causes memories to flow, memories to stir. Here we reconceptualize the notion of presence, relationality, and revisibilization of our bodies. We seek to explore the spaces of indigenous fat studies, posing the question, what does indigenous fat studies look like? Fatness is intersectionally experienced, and for those of us who occupy multiple identities that are minoritized, our experiences of navigating fatness are complex. We invite papers for a special issue of Fat Studies in Interdisciplinary Journal of Body Weight and Society on indigenously fat and fatly indigenous. This special issue will encompass a variety of topics around the conceptualization, actualization, and embodiment of indigenous fat studies and fat indigeneity, and what this may look like to us as indigenous people. So they go on to explain what the submission instructions are. I'll skip that. And then here are some of the topics for those of you who are thinking of maybe submitting an article. So welcome topics include but are not limited to. So these are just suggestions. If you don't want to specifically focus on these, there are other things that you could study at the intersection of indigeneity and fatness. But these are some of the ones that they're proposing. So developing indigenous fat studies, indigenous experiences of fatness, indigenous languages of fatness, the intersections of fatness, indigeneity, queerness, disability, age, and sexuality, shifts in fat social justice related to indigenous sovereignty, being indigenous and fat within social contexts, example, relationships, families, legal systems, health and medicine, employment, education, housing, religion, politics, media, etc. What does fat indigenous joy, hope, sovereignty, and reclamation look like? Being socially assigned as indigenous and fat, bodily autonomy, boundary and bodily surveillance, and bodily transitions in the fight for, for fat indigenous sovereignty. Right on. Free to fat. Challenges, oppression, decolonizing, and re-indigenizing fat indigenous experiences and realities. Flax roots, earth roots, indigenous fat initiatives, and socializations. I have no idea what that means, but that's probably because I'm neither fat nor indigenous, so probably that epistemology is not open to me. Building and promoting solidarity for fat indigeneity, the state of legal protections for weight, body size, and shape, the role of resilience, resistance, activism, relationships, and sovereignty for fat indigenous peoples, necessary intersections, solidarity, and allies in the context of fat indigeneity, example, anti-racist, anti-sexist, etc., and then art for fat indigeneity. There's a lot of stuff that you could study. It's an exciting special issue. I think this is taxpayer money that is well spent. I don't think that this journal is from the United States. I'm not exactly sure where it's housed, but I hope that Doge, the Elon Musk et al. Program, never slashes the funding of this journal, because this is the kind of research that we should be exploring. How does fatness intersect with indigeneity and intersects with queerness? Once you put these three together, poof. Have a good day, everybody.